Hello, guys. So the big question that we have today is Bitcoin going to go on higher? How high is it going to go? What it's going to do? And should I maybe, if I miss the pump, invest in some alternatives, altcoins? My name is Rudo. I trade crypto full time. I managed to do it in a manner that I was able to quit my day job. And today, I'm just going to share what I do, how I look at the markets with you guys, as I do always. And something went wrong with the audio there. This is live, unedited, unscripted. So let's get into this. Okay, guys. So in the beginning of the week, what did I say? So this is just screen grabs from the previous YouTube videos. I explained to you guys that with Bitcoin breaking up, I expect more momentum to the upside. So looking at that chart, you can see that we are moving. And I also said to you, on the back of that, we should then see within the legacy markets, this is the Dow Jones, that the market is getting ready to rally up. So what happened was the market rallied up and that we're above critical resistance levels that's now about to be turned into support. This then all meant that when we look at Bitcoin, I highlighted that I see a prolonged, and I mean, I'm talking 5-6 months down the road, Bitcoin grinding or trying to grind up to about $43,000 and potentially even go as high as $58,000. And then just as a close off from Tuesday's stream, I said, well, while the RSI and everything is overbought, expect price to continue on going higher. So this is what it's done. Do your hodl bags a favor and subscribe today. Double down, hit that like and notification icon, and let's get charting. Right, guys. So Bitcoin pushing up higher as it is, it raises the big question, where's the alts? The alts. Everybody is concerned about the alts, rightfully so. So let's quickly have a look. What do we want to see? In order for us to really start seeing the alts move, Bitcoin dominance at the bottom needs to break down ultimately as Bitcoin goes up. So we need a bullish Bitcoin and we need a bearish Bitcoin dominance. Okay, so what do we have at the moment? Bullish Bitcoin, check. Do we have a bearish Bitcoin dominance? The court's not out. The ruling's not out on that. And I want to expand on that a little bit today. So looking at the crypto coins heat map, this is a really nice tool. I don't do this often. I have to actually admit, I should actually spend more time with you guys on it. If we start scaling this thing over the year, remember, where was Bitcoin a year ago? Bitcoin a year ago was sitting in $18,000 a Bitcoin. So let's go back a year. For the last year, Bitcoin's gone up 73%. So if you bought Bitcoin with us at 18K, remember the golden rule that we had when we were down here? We had strong bullish divergence. We shared these entries with you guys, and I said, now is the time for us because the market's changing its character. If you bought there with us, you'll be up about 70%, maybe 60%. I mean, there's each and every one of you guys can have a little bit of a different buy. So if you look at this, Solana to Bitcoin is only up 37%. So in this last year, although we love Solana today because Solana is doing amazing now, in the scheme of things, the gains has only been within the last few weeks. And then if we look at Solana over the entire move, you're only up 37%. So Solana is actually not so great. That's the reason why I've been looking at Bitcoin. If you look at Troncoin, if you look at XRP, 33% to Bitcoin, 73%. Ethereum, 16% to Bitcoin, 73%. Now, there's a given. If you look at Bitcoin Cash, up 110%. Now, that's maybe an exception to the rule. But what we're trying to do as traders, we're looking for the general trend to be in that same favor because then the odds are better aligned to us. Okay, so that's something interesting. So now let's move on with this. So to help us reel in that FOMO feeling, because I want to buy alts now, I want to buy, things are going to start moving, Bitcoin's going to start going up. Let's just quickly have a look at the CME gap. Now, I don't share this chart often, you know this, but what I do is when we start getting these big moves, that's when you get these CME gaps. So what happens is the market loves to go and fill the CME gap and then continue onwards. As it creates more, it fills them, then continues onwards. And the same when we sold down. So when we sold down from highs to where we are now, Bitcoin created the CME gap at 34 and it created the CME gap at 27. And as you can see, once it goes to these areas, that's where it kind of drags it as a magnet. So think of these CME gaps as a little magnet. Price wants to go there. And what happened now is after the 34K CME gap, we've got a new one. So I'm going to move this over. Now mark this. This is the new weekly time frame CME gap. So in order for us to keep our FOMO feelings in check, expect that this thing's going to keep on going higher, but eventually it's going to come back. And it's buying the retrace is when you truly lock in the game. Guys, you have a lovely day and keep on hustling.